Hello everyone, Marine here for Sunny Studio. I'm back today with an interactive card that features Christmas critters, which is obviously a Christmas themed stamp set. But because I like to use my supplies in different ways, and also because today happens to be my birthday, I thought that it would be fun to use this Christmas themed stamp set to create a birthday card. So from the Christmas critter stamp set, I picked the cat and both parts of the present. I picked more presents from Lazy Christmas, a banner and the party hats from Balloon Rides. My sentiment is from Barnyard Buddies. I used the Let's Toast pull tab die set by Lawn Fawn and picked two papers from the Rainbow Bright 6x6 paper pack. So as always, I did the stamping and the die cutting off screen. I stamped the images using an alcohol marker friendly black ink, and I cut them all using the coordinating dies. And to color everything, I used my alcohol markers, and I started with the banners that I colored in a rainbow order. Once the coloring was done, I moved on to the background and started by cutting a 5 3/4 by 2 3/4 inches Bristol panel. And with the colorful images, I decided to keep the background pretty neutral, so I covered the entire panel with tumbled glass distress ink. And to still bring more interest to this panel, I added a few drops of Copic opaque white ink mixed with water. And I also mixed some tumbled glass distress ink with water to add a tiny bit of contrast using a small brush. Once the panel was dry, I placed a few elements on top of it, and because I wanted the cat to pop from the inside of the blue present, I cut off the top of this image. And this small part I just cut will go behind the cat. You will see this in a second. Next, I placed this blue present on top of the others, and I marked the top of it using a pencil. I used my T-ruler to trace a short vertical line from the top of the panel, as well as another short vertical line from the pencil mark I just did. And I used dies from the Let's Toast pull tab die set to cut some parts of this panel. I taped the notch die at the top and the slot die below the pencil mark, and I sent everything to my die cutting machine. I quickly erased the pencil lines, and I also cut the pull tab out of a cute rainbow paper. I folded the lines and placed the tab through the slot at the back of the panel. And to keep the tab straight, I cut a sleeve and folded the lines. I used my bone folder to fold them properly, and then I attached the sleeve. I applied liquid glue on the middle part and placed the sleeve between the tab and the panel to stick the sleeve to the panel and not to the tab. And then I closed the sleeve, and during the process I made sure to keep the pull tab aligned with the notch at the top. Next, with the tab at its lower, I cut what was peeking out at the top. And I also cut the small tabs in half to make sure that they would fit behind the present. Next, I glued the present's lid on the cat's head, and I used glue dots to stick the cat on the tabs. I attached a glue dot at the top of each tab, and I stuck the kitty on those tabs. I placed the bottom part of the present and played with the tab to see where I needed to stick this part. The cat was peeking out at the bottom, but the other presents would cover it anyway, so I stuck a small piece of foam squares at the back of the box on each bottom corner. And with the pull tab at its highest, I attached the bottom part of the present right below the cat. And here we can see that it's working perfectly. Next, I needed to cover the rest of the mechanism, so I attached the other presents using foam squares. And to really give the illusion of the cat being inside the present, I slid and glued the small part of the present I cut before right behind the cat. And I used my Twizzlers to make it more easy. And next I attached the banners at the top and the party hats here and there around the presents. To stamp my sentiment, I placed my panel in my Misty tool with the stamp below the presents, and I used black versafine ink to stamp Happy Birthday. With the kitty in the box, I cut a little bit more of the pull tab, and to finish this part of the card nicely, I cut an arrow out of the small remaining piece of blue panel. I attached this element at the top of the tab, and I glued a white arrow right in the center of this decorative handle piece. Next, I cut a 6 by 3 inches rainbow panel that I glued on a light blue card base using double-sided tape. And to stick my interactive panel, I added foam tape at the back of it. I made sure to stay away from the mechanism, and then I attached this panel in the center of the rainbow panel. As always, I added highlights and details on the images using a white gel pen. And to make this birthday card even more happy and festive, I glued a whole bunch of jewels all around the presents. And that's it. We have a super fun and festive birthday card that we created using a Christmas-themed stamp set. I hope that it will inspire you to stretch out your supplies and think outside the box. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. See you next time. Bye!